Ismail Muslim, and I'm the General Manager at Best Education Services Limited.
So why this morning?
So today is a great day. Best Education Services have actually been in existence for over 9 years, working very closely with various universities and colleges across different countries in the UK, US, Canada, Australia, and so forth. And in Ghana, well, a lot of people are in dire need of these services. However, they don't know the right people to turn, and that's where Best Education comes in, because we are well accredited by a lot of international agencies to offer international consultancy advisory services to people that want to come and study abroad. The process is long and it's tedious, and currently, as people would know, there's a lot of immigration changes and policy changes, and so it's about the time that you need that consultancy with international reputation to help you through the entire process. So this morning, we're here with about 10 of our partner UK universities to offer Ghanaians, or to help Ghanaians that want to study in the UK, to understand what sells in the UK, what are the programs that they ought to be studying in the UK to ensure that they get a good career at the end of their studies. Because we know that usually it's not just about going to the school, it's about building a career, right? And so if you're not studying the right programs, you would finish, invest a lot of money, and it will be challenging for you to get a good job. And that problem we want to solve. And it's all about knowledge and information, and having the right information, and that's where best education comes in. And again, not just giving you the information, but helping you through the entire application process. It can be tedious getting admissions into various universities. So we have, because we work closely with these universities, we understand what the university's requirements are, and we bring this knowledge to bear in counseling you. And so we are very confident that whilst you're working with Best Education Services, it is going to be very easy for you to get admissions into. Aside that, we come to the visa process. At the end of the day, it can be easy to get admissions, but if you don't get a visa, you're not going to go anywhere. The visa rules keep changing by the day. And this is where, again, you need an organization like Best Education Services with the reputation to match, to be able to ensure that you get your visa to enable you to travel.
Okay, so
Like I said, Best Education is an internationally reputable organization. So we are guided by industry ethics to the highest international standard, that we can't just charge any amount. So we ensure that our services and our fees are very, very affordable. And indeed, we are one of the most affordable organizations or consultancy services you can engage, in Ghana.
okay, it's been an hour into the program, which is
Yeah, so it's quite encouraging. It's so early hours of the morning. We're expecting not less than 100 people to show up today. We are going all the way till about 4:30, so it's still early in the day yet. But even from what we have seen, we've got a lot of people coming in with their documentations, and we've actually put in a structure in place that when they come here, they can do their application instantly. So before they leave, the application would have been done as well. So it's a day's event in Accra, and then we'll be going to Kumasi as well. So those of you listening to us from Kumasi, on Thursday, we'll be at the Lancaster Hotel in Kumasi to also take care of those who are within the Kumasi and its environment, right? But aside that, our office is located in Accra, in Shashi, just on the Boundary Road, and we operate from Monday to Friday, the regular working hours. So this means that even if you're not able to come today, once you get in touch with Best Education Services, we'll be able to, guide you through the entire process. And the beautiful thing about Best Education Services is that you don't necessarily have to physically be in our office for the process to work for you. No, we have very good communication structures that ensures that even without visiting our office, we can actually communicate with you and get your application done and get your visa done for you to be able to travel. And we have many clients who have actually traveled without even seeing the walls of our office before.
okay. I don't know what are you.
So literally, is anybody interested in studying abroad? So let me start from the various types of qualifications we have in Accra, or we have in Ghana, and that would make it better. So if you just completed WASI and you have your WASI results, you are definitely qualified to come. So in the country like UK, an opportunity exists for you to study a foundation program before progressing to your bachelor's degree. Now, if you've done your diploma or HND, you have a unique opportunity to come in and do what we call a pre-master's degree for just one semester, and progress to your master's degree, or you do what we call a degree top up, which is just a 1 year to get your bachelor's degree. So if you're holding a diploma or an HND, you are definitely invited to come. Then the largest pool is those of us with a bachelor's degree looking to do our master's degree program. So these are people that we also expect to come, and those who already have a master's degree but are looking to do either a second master's or a PhD. So you are also interested to come. Another thing Best Education does is that we have another group of people who yes have gotten their master's degree already or are working in senior position and do not necessarily need to go for a long-term full degree program. So we have professional development programs for such category of people across different countries. So UK, Canada, Australia, we have these professional development programs for working professionals that wants to just have that experience or upskill themselves, and improve their professionalism, with a short-term program.
For how months? For how long?
So it ranges between 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah. So 3 to 4 weeks. Because these professionals don't have the time and the luxury of time to go for a full year degree, right? So they appreciate a very short term program where they get to have fun, they get to tour the country, but also learn some things that improve upon their work, when they come back home.
Cost is in.
So when it comes to studying abroad, yes, it's an expensive venture. It's very expensive. However, there are ways to mitigate these costs. So let me start from what we normally know as the scholarships. So most universities do offer scholarships. These are partial scholarships, and that's the reality. Full scholarships are available, but they are very competitive. So it's only a handful of people that may be able to land on a full scholarship. So majority of people would get a partial scholarship. When we say partial scholarship, means the university will give you a discount on the tuition fee, and that can range from as little as $500 to as high as maybe $15,000, $20,000, depending on what provision the university offers. Some schools do it in percentages. So some schools give you 10%, 15%, to as high as even 50% of the scholarship. So this question cannot be answered in one single line. It depends on the individual circumstances. Your credentials, that is a GPA, also matters. So people with first classes would tend to receive the highest amount of scholarship as compared to people with second class upper and second class lower people. So this is really what happens when it comes to scholarship. You know, Lastly, we also have the governmental scholarships. So these are fully funded scholarships by the various country governments. So to take the UK for example, you would probably have heard about the Commonwealth Scholarship. So this is a fully funded UK government scholarship. You would have heard about the Chevening Scholarship. These are also fully funded scholarship that requires you to apply separately. So you apply for admissions, get your admissions letter, and then use that to apply for the governmental scholarship. Then also we have certain subjects that the government are interested in attracting more skills in the various country government. So they also throw in some scholarships of in that area. So to give another example, when you take the UK, the education sector is one of those areas that the government is looking to attract more people in. So you realize that they are offering more scholarship for people that want to undertake courses related to teaching, professional teaching in several subject areas. For example, mathematics, chemistry, biology, geography, education, that's early childhood education, primary education, secondary education. So these are all areas that if you're a teacher and you're listening, there are opportunities out there, but you need to first of all seek for that. So you need to come to Best Education Services, and then we would assess your situation and be able to tell you what opportunities will work best for you and for your career.
How flexible?
Yes, so when you are granted a visa, a study visa, let me be specific, so student visa, there are different categories of visas. The one that you need to study is called a study visa. Okay. So when you are granted that visa, it allows you to work up to 20 hours a week during the semester, right? So when your course is in session and you're attending classes, you are required to work up to 20 hours a week. And when you're on vacation, you can work 24 hours. There's no limitation as to, how many hours you can work or how many jobs you can do when you're on vacation, right? And let me sound a word of caution that a lot of people sometimes think that let me focus more on the work and get money and use that money to support myself and pay my way to school, right? So by so doing, they sort of rather have challenges with their studies. Now, when you fail any subject, you have to pay to retake that subject. So the money that you are rather focusing on and getting, you get that money, you fail a subject, you use that same money to go and pay for that subject again. So we want always to advise our clients and people that focus on the schooling, finish your studies, then a lot more better opportunities opens for you. So now, after your studies, what happens after your studies? So most countries do have what we call the post-study work visa, and particularly for the UK, you have 2 years of post-study work visa, which you are eligible to apply for, right? And this is not dependent on anything. It depends once you have completed your studies properly, so-called, you are in good standing, you are eligible to apply for it. It doesn't depend on whether you have a job or not. So people can definitely get the 2 years post-study work permit to remain and work full-time. So now, after that 2 year post-study work permit, what happens? So in the UK, for example, we also have what we call the skilled worker visa. Now, the skilled worker visa is a program where your sponsor, that is your employee, sorry, your employer, can actually sponsor you to apply for a long-term visa to remain and work full-time in the UK for up to about 5 years. But you ought to have been working in an area that the UK government have recognized that they need skills in. So they have indeed published what we call the occupation list, areas that are in short supply, skills short supply in the UK, where they want people, a lot more people to come in. And that's one of the objective of this event that we are having today, is that when you want to study in the UK, for example, don't just choose any program. There are specific programs that you must be looking to study in order for you to make your stay and work full time in the UK after your studies easy for you. So when you are in that kind of environment or that kind of field, your sponsor can easily sponsor you to get the long-term visa, which is about 5 years, to remain and work full-time in the UK. And subsequently, you would definitely be able to regularize your stay as a permanent residency.